Find Burkman and Keppinger. On the left side, Manzella and Blum getting a nod at third. Into the outfield, Bournes in center. Flanking right by Pence and left by Lee. Their coaches, Tom Foley's at third, George Hendrick is at first, and Jason Bartlett, their leadoff batter and shortstop, 1 for 4 last night. Gives him a 4-game hitting streak as he bats the first time tonight. 6 for 17 in the 4-game streak. And the first pitch is a strike at the knees called, and this game is underway. The roof is closed. 73 inside, 84 outside. Swing and a miss. Some good movement. It looked like he almost turned that fastball over a little the way it went away from the right-hand batter. Lefties do that. I don't think they really know it. I mean, it's just something about a lefty that gets the natural motion away. Here's the pitch, and that bounces up there, and it is 1-2. Missed with that breaking ball. When we wrap it up tomorrow, not only for the series, but for the homestand, Bud Norris will get the start against David Price, a big, young, talented lefty. Ready now for the 1-2, but Bartlett's not ready yet. Bartlett batting .248, a homer, 2 triples, 10 doubles, driven in 22 runs. And the pitch to him, swinging and lining it to right, out of a shadow into the sun. Hunter Pence right there. When we start these games on Saturday night this time of year, that can be a little tricky out there.
Well, there's no doubt it's tricky. It's tricky for the right fielder. And just about 10 minutes or so, it'll be real tricky for first baseman. Right now, Burkman is in a nice shadow, but that's going to change here in a little bit.
This is Crawford batting left-handed, showing bunt, takes it low, ball 1. That brought Blum charging up the third base side. Crawford had a 4-game hitting streak, stopped last night when he went 0 for 5. He did steal a base, and a strike at the knees called. Crawford batting .306, 3 homers, 4 triples, 13 doubles, 20 RBIs, and he swiped 11 bases. And there's a strike between the knees and the belt on the inside corner. His 11 steals, tied for 6th in the league. Leads the league in triples with 4, and there's a line drive out over second into center. Bourne will play it on a roll, and Crawford gets shut out last night, but first time up tonight gets a base knock. So he's now hit safely in 5 of his last 6 games. This will be Ben Zobrist. He went 3 for 5 last night and had a great play made on him, or he might have had another hit. He's 10 for 20 in the 5-game streak, and he's flirting with 300 tonight. He's at .299 as he stands in. 1 homer, 2 triples, 11 doubles, driven in 20, down around the shins, ball 1. Zobrist also stole a base last night. He's stolen 9 for the year. You got a runner at first, Crawford. Base hit put him there. Just underway in the 2nd game of this series at Minute Maid Park. Strike call in the outside corner. Got some good movement late on that fastball tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does. Looks like he's got all kinds of movement. Now, if he can command that on the corners, that'll make him really tough tonight.
A ball and a strike to Zobrist, playing second tonight. Throw over, not close. The reason I emphasize that because he plays all over the place. Last night he was in right field. He's really become a valuable member of this team. And a breaking ball. That snapped out of first, and it got him. Oh, Crawford didn't pay attention, and Hugh picked him off.
Well, he loves to make that throw down to first base, and anybody who scouts the Astros would be well aware of that, and you would think Crawford would have been made aware of that as well. Fact is, he might have stepped around that tag, but it was so far ahead of him that I don't think there was any choice but to call him out.
All right, 2 down. That's important. Plus, it takes a base stealer off the base paths, Dave.
Yeah, and I was talking to Joe Madden today before the ball game. He was a little disappointed with the play of Crawford last night. Thought maybe all the distractions were a problem for him.
And then Longoria got picked off last night too. And it was in an inning where maybe they could have had something going. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Zobrist. Batting now with nobody on and 2 away. Wandy's ready. And brings the payoff to Zobrist. Just did go outside and ended up walking him. Makes that pickoff even more valuable. Zobrist is on. It'll bring up Longoria, the third baseman. 1 for 3 last night. Had a walk, and as we mentioned, got picked off at first base. Zobrist walking for the 19th time. Ready now as he looks to first and throws over that way. Not close because Zobrist didn't have much of a lead. Longoria batting .323, best on their club, 8th in the league. Pitch a ball, 1-0. 37 RBIs, 2nd in the league. He has 9 homers, 1 triple, 13 doubles. And that's tied for the club lead. There's a foul out of play way over to the right side and makes it 1-2. He's driven in 37 runs, 2nd in the league. So, as you might expect, he's having another banner year. He's a poster boy, this guy. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right center. That's gonna split him. And it'll bounce for a book rule double. And that might cost them a run, and it does. Boy, if that hits the top of that screen, the runner can come on home. But bouncing into our bullpen, a little break there, Dave.
Yeah, that's something we saw in Los Angeles a couple of days ago, too, where an automatic double looked like it might have saved the Astros a run. Of course, the Dodgers eventually came back and got a big hit. I think it was James Loney who followed with a 2-run single, and then Casey Blake after that. But for the moment anyway, Wandy gets a bit of a break.
14th double for Longoria, and he takes over the lead on their club with that 14th double. Carlos Pena now, lefty against lefty, with 2 runners in scoring position. Zobrist walked, he's at third. Longoria with the long double to right center is at second base. Wandy looks in. He's bathed in the sunlight as it comes through the big window. Coming over Union Station, pouring down into the diamond here. Pena playing a little cat and mouse with him. He steps in, steps out, now steps back up in there. Wandy having trouble getting a sign, and Q realizing that says, I got to go out and talk because I don't want him to make a mistake. I don't want him throwing his second best pitch here. We got to know what he's going to throw.
Yeah, obviously a little concerned. And Pena's one of those guys who's somewhat of a mystery. I mean, he has the great power, the ability to drive in runs. But you look at his average, 190, and he strikes out a lot. And you think, well, he's a vulnerable hitter. But the problem is you have to have a clear idea what you're going to do with him. Because if you do make a mistake, he'll punish you.
Now we're ready. The stretch and the pitch to him. Backs him off on the belt buckle. Ball 1. With that 190 average, 7 homers, no triples, 5 doubles. But he still does drive in runs. He's got 26 of them, and that's second most on the Rays.
His 43 strikeouts, so a huge number, third most in the American League. So that's again where, you know, he becomes pretty vulnerable.
And that's where Wandy, being a lefty's got to work on him here, because they've got 2 runners in scoring position, and Pena keeps making it more difficult for Wandy to get ready. Now they are both ready, and the pitch, and the breaking ball looked like not a bad pitch, but doesn't get a call. And it's now 2-0 to Carlos Pena. Went 0 for 3 last night. Reached one time getting hit by a pitch. As Pena bats, Upton getting a start tonight. In center is on deck. And the pitch. Swinging. fouling it back. Wandy might have gotten away with a pitch right there.
It looked like that was up.
2-1 to Pena. Crowd pulling for Wandy now to get out of this first inning trouble spot. Foul over here to the left side. Fans in the mezzanine were hoping, but no, they didn't get it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Would you go for that hand in Vegas?
I'd double down on that hand.
Pena cocks the bat high. Here's the pitch to him. Big breaking ball down and out, and that'll fill it. Wandy there maybe in cue, hoping maybe he'd chase that one with the full count on him. Now here we go. It may only be the first inning, but this is a big pitch. Wandy taking his time, has the sign. Q gonna set up inside, and he almost hit him. It's ball 4. Second walk of the inning. They've loaded it up here. They've had 2 hits and now 2 walks, and it continues to magnify that pickoff of Crawford.
Yeah, that now is an enormous play in this ball game, especially if Wandy can wiggle off this hook. That's no guarantee.
So Pena walking for the 23rd time. That's the most on the Rays. This is Upton. There's a slice fly ball right side. Pena pants on the run. And I'll tell you something. That ball that looked like a banana was going to help it. And when it got over the outfield grass, Dave, it kind of simmered down a little and allowed Hunter Pence to get there.
The boiling banana simmered down, and the Astros will take the goose egg. That was a lot of work there for Wandy Rodriguez, but a nice 0 on the board.
The mound were Jeff Neiman. Boy, he's a Paul Bunyan out there, folks. 6'9", 260, 27 years old, about a year and a half in the big leagues. Be tough to hit a chopper over him. This is Bourne, had a hit last night to extend his hitting streak to 7. That ties his high. And a little high. Ball 1. We're underway in the bottom of the first. Borney batting .289, no homers, 5 RBIs, no triples, 9 doubles, second on the team, and he swiped 15 bases, leading the league. Here's a strike called. Neiman, another of a long string The successful pitchers from the Rice Owls. Pitch on the way. There's a scream of Mimi, and left his feet Zobrist. Highway robbery at Minute Maid Park. That looked like it was going to be Vine.
Well, a liner that was headed to right field, but Zobrist, maybe one quick jab step to his left and then a leap into the air. That's about as an athletic a play you'll see from a second baseman, landing on the grass in short right field. Superior diving catch.
Amazing thing is about it, they move him around. Doesn't seem to make any difference. Played right field last night. This is Keppinger. And that's a strike. He was the man last night. Couple of hits. He drove in runs, scored the other in the 2-1 victory. Ready for the pitch to him. Down. Has multi-hit games in 4 of his last 5. You know he has more multi-hit games than he has single-hit games. Did he go? They're asking. Palms down at first. Kerwin Danley says no, he didn't. 2-1 to Kep. With his .281 average, 17 runs batted in, most on the club. No homers, no triples, 12 doubles. That leads the team. And there's a smash through the hole. Base hit Keppinger. Who says he can't hit righties?
Well, and again, going back to something you just said, more multi-hit games than single-hit games. There's another hit somewhere in this thing tonight for him.
Boy, does that make that play by Zobrist look big on Bourne.
It was big. I mean, it was.
You would have been setting up shop here.
Yeah. Especially with Bourne's speed.
The guy with a trunk this big, you figure you might be able to run on him, don't you?
Well, I mean, it's worth a thought. I don't know what his numbers would say or what his time to the plate is.
Burkman, the batter, is 0 for his last 9. Strike called. A couple of former Rice Owl stars facing one another right here. Burkman 0 for 3 last night, reached one time with a base on balls. The Rays had a threat in the first, did not score, stranded 3. So now we're in the bottom of the first. Keppinger first base. Not much of a lead. Neiman will check on him and bring it to Burkman. Chopper up the first base side, foul. And that quickly makes it 0-2 to Lance Burkman. Remember, tomorrow, airtime will be 12:40 when we start it off, as you do every Sunday. The general manager show, and since we're home, Ed Wade will be with us. And we could probably use another segment tomorrow for everything that's happened this week. It'll be like putting 3 pounds of feathers in a 1-pound bag to get it all in tomorrow. Stretch again and deliver. There's a base hit into right field on an 0-2 pitch. Runners first and second. Bring up Carlos Lee. Carlos last night 1 for 4. That's his only hit in his last 9 at bats, by the way. 2 on, 1 out. Carlos batting .199. 5 homers, 16 runs batted in, 1 triple, 4 doubles. As he bats, Pence moves on deck over to the right side. 2 on for Carlos. And the stretch, the look, and the pitch. And that's a little outside, ball 1. Let's see about Neiman. Let's see. In 50 innings, he's thrown 4 gopher balls. 1-0. And the pitch. That's inside. Now, Neiman would have pitched in this park because Rice always plays in the College Classic. Student at Rice, and both of his parents went to UT Austin, but his grandmother and grandfather went to Rice. I think his scholarly grades fit in with the genes, don't you?
He probably inherited a little bit of that. Probably a little hard work on his own too. But I'll tell you what, he may be as bright as the day is long, but he is built to play something. 6'9", strong as an ox.
Swing and a miss. Well, that fits right in with the way I described it, like a Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
He had a blue ox, didn't he?
Probably tied out front here somewhere to a post.
Better be a strong post.
Better be.
2-2 to lead. Carlos had stepped out. Now he's back up in there. See if he tries to go to right field with him here. That's when Carlos is at his best on a 2-strike count. He'll go the opposite way a lot. A little chopper up the third base head. It's going to die in the grass. There'll be no play. Bases loaded. A 65-foot single for Carlos, and you got a man on every base.
I don't know if you're talking about going the opposite way. His specialty lately has been infield hits. I mean, he started to pile some of those up. Didn't have enough to get it down to third base, but it was enough to get him on first.
And Longoria knew there was nothing for him to do but just pick it up and say, okay. And pitching coach Jim Hickey. Well, there's a lot of people in those uniforms visiting here that have a little story related to our franchise or this city.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really, it wouldn't necessarily come to mind quickly to a lot of Astros fans, but there are more ties to Tampa, it seems, than almost anywhere else. Had a nice talk with Dan Wheeler today. He and his wife expecting a third child coming up later this fall. Already with 2 boys.
And the grandfather's in the building. Hunter Pence, high foul fly way down the right side. In fact, the grandfather is about 50 feet to our right.
Are they doing the game tonight?
But he wouldn't miss the game, would he?
Yeah. I'm sure he's okay.
Or maybe he's visiting in an old restaurant that he went to. But it's been a long time since he was here. Ready now for the 0-1 to Hunter Pence. Down and out. Hunter drove in the winning run last night. He's only had 1 hit in his last 8 at-bats. He is tied for the RBI lead at 17 with Keppinger. And he's got a chance to do some damage here against the big right-hander. And maybe big isn't enough. 1-1. Stretches, hesitates at the letters, and delivers to Pence. And there's a shot back a second. The little flip gets him, but across the plate is Keppinger. That ball, when it started out, looked like maybe it had a chance to sneak up the middle, but they force a man at second.
Well, Ben Zobrist, again, we've talked about him being a super utility man, and they find a spot for him in the lineup every day because his bat is as good as there is in the American League. I mean, he is outstanding. But he plays right, he plays second, he plays all these positions. He's unbelievable. I mean, he made a terrific play to get to that ball behind second, and it was caught in a spot there where it was a real tough play to get the ball to the shortstop covering, so he flipped it behind his back a la Magic Johnson. That was something.
This is Blum. Let's see if he can get a clutch hit here. His first start of the series. Runners at first and third, run in, and a strike. And with that, Pence now has reclaimed the RBI lead with 18. Three hits in the inning. You'd like to get more than 1 run. Blum, a .308 hitter. Ready for the 0-1 from Jeff Neiman. Whirling Dervish doesn't throw to either first or third. Now looks in to get the sign from Navarro, and he's ready. Checking in and delivers. Bends it above the knees, a little tight. So it's a ball and a strike. You just figure with the size of this guy, he just might pepper you with heat. Threw a pretty good breaking ball right there. Didn't get it on the corner, but gives the hitter something else to think about. Burkman third, across the diamond, Pence at first, 2 away, a run in. There's a smash on the ground to second. Zobrist has it. He'll take care of it. Gets it on to Pena. Astros have to settle for 1 run. They leave a couple, and we'll go to the second inning. Astros lead the Rays 1-0. And Neiman, our second inning scoreboard, is ready to go. For Center Point Energy, comfort now comes in a pretty blue package. Insists on natural gas for all the comforts of home at a more comfortable price than electricity. Center Point Energy, always there. Interleague scores in American League parks. That'll be the rule of thumb for Dave as he goes into it here in the top of the inning. And the pitch, a strike on the knees of Gabe Kapler. Did not play in last night's game. He's hitting .250. 1 homer, no triples, 1 double, 7 runs batted in. Journeyman outfielder. And that pitch bounces up there over to the right side, skips away, and it's a ball and a strike to Kapler. Catcher Navarro is on deck. Wandy out there with a lead as he works in the second inning. Bends it down and in, 2-1.
Well, let's start you with the Brewers and Twins, now 9th inning in Minnesota. The Twins batting. They just gave up 5 runs in the top to fall behind the Brewers 7-6.
Here's a bouncer to short. Manzella there. Good strong throw to Burkman. 1 out in the second.
Well, that could be a real tough loss for Minnesota if they're unable to come back in the bottom of the inning. Now, second inning in Cleveland, the Reds on top of the Indians 2-0. Fausto Carmona is run into a little early trouble there for Cleveland. Cubs have a 2-0 lead against the Rangers. That game in Arlington. There in the top of the second there. Alfonso Soriano's hit his 8th home run.
Navarro didn't play last night. He's batting .184. No triples, no homers, 3 doubles, driven in a couple of runs. And the pitch to him swung on. Fly ball right center. And Bourne holds out that glove left hand toward Pence, letting him know he's going right to it. And Wanda could use a nice quick inning here.
Well, that's a good start to it. Now, continuing on your scoreboard, Jeff Francis, his first win in, well, since like August of '08, as the Rockies shut out the Royals 3-0 today on 6 hits. Speaking of pitchers duels, the Oakland A's beating the Giants 1-0.
And here's a strike to Neiman. Now, Wandy, if you ever wanted a pitcher's dream of a strike zone, you got it here. That's a ball. In fact, from the armpits to the knees of Neiman, covers more ground than Wandy is tall.
Just about, yeah.
Here's the 1-1. Takes a big rip, comes up empty. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
One other final to tell you about in those American League ballparks. The White Sox beat the Marlins 4-1 today in Chicago. And then later on, Padres at Mariners.
Way up and out of there, a ball, and it's 2-2. Neiman fills up a batter's box. Swing and a miss, got him. Nice quick inning. So after a long first, even though he didn't give up a run, he's only thrown 34 pitches. That's good news. Middle of the second, 1-0 Astros. Now this from your local Astros radio station.
Yeah, well, one game that's strictly National League ball game, and that's the Braves and Pirates today in Pittsburgh, but they're in a delay. In fact, didn't even get started. They're waiting out some rain there in Pittsburgh. The other games are interleague style, like the Tigers leading the Dodgers 2-1 in the second inning in L.A. That John Eli pitching again for Los Angeles today. He looked real good when the Astros saw him, early this past week.
Quintero got his average at 243. He's hit safely in 10 of his last 11 games. Takes a cut at a high heater and comes up empty. Quintero did not play last night. Has 1 homer, 4 RBIs, no triples, 1 double. Total of 18 hits. Whoa. He likes to bunt this year, have you noticed? And he was going to bunt there.
Yeah, he was going to try and sneak his way on.
Because Longoria was playing way back. Q's kind of frisky this year. Had some infield hits, among them bunt hits. And a strike right in there, 1-2.
The Subway Series in New York, the Mets at home leading the Yankees today 2-0, second inning at Citi Field. Red Sox and Phillies scoreless in the second in Philadelphia.
And the ball makes it 2-2 to Q with Manzella on deck.
Scott Kazmir, the Houston native, threw a good ball game today as the Angels beat the Cardinals 10-7. Cardinals had some real trouble in that ball game.
Swing and a miss by Q, comes up empty. Might have done him a favor swinging at that pitch. And there's 1 away in the inning. That's the first strikeout for the big right-hander. And here is Tommy Manzella. 0 for 2 last night, had a walk. Made an absolutely marvelous play in the 9th inning. And it really was magnified by the fact it came where it did in that kind of a game. Manzella batting 192 tonight. Here's the pitch to him. And a strike called.
Final in Washington today. The Nationals beat the Orioles 7-6.
This is an 0-1 to Manzella. Strike called. 0-2.
Ty Wigginton hit another home run for Baltimore. He has 13 this year. Former Ray, former Astro. And Matt Kapp saved his 16th in that game.
Dropped one in the dirt. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The last thing for you, Milo, later on today, Blue Jays and Diamondbacks in Arizona. Dana Evelyn there against Edwin Jackson, the pitching matchup in that game.
You've done it again, haven't you?
That's it.
Center Point Energy brings you the second inning scoreboard. There'll be more in the 5th, more in the 8th, and everything on the post-game scoreboard. Up out of there, a ball. Manzella now with a 2-2. And Wandy, who's been hitting better this year, is on deck. Swinging, fly ball center, but it's going to carry on out to Upton. When it started out, it looked like maybe if it had a little hump back in it, maybe it would drop, but it held up. Upton came on to get it in medium center, and it's 2 away. Wandy's had 5 hits. He's batting .333. He's had 5. Paulino's had 5. Foul ball back over here to the left side, about halfway to the mezzanine. Nobody on, 2 down. Even like Wandy trying to come back with a quick second. There's a bouncer to Zobrist. Double clutches, does not get him. So as magnificent as Zobrist was in the last inning, came on, looked like he even got a late start, maybe even a stutter step included, and then double clutched. And Wandy has 6 hits.
Got that ball on a backhand and trying then to turn around and make the transition to the barehand.
That an error?
Well, a little bobble on the transition. Otherwise, I think he gets him. But no, I think, is that what they've done? Did they score that an error?
Well, the official scorer just did. And now they take the hit off and put the error up. No home cooking on that call. First error of the series. And Tampa Bay, if they do have a little Achilles, it is defense. They're 14th in their league in defense. A .981 fielding percentage. However, with their pitching, they can probably pitch through a lot of those errors. Bourne waiting on a 2-1. Lifts a high foul out of play over here to the left side. Mezzanine souvenir. 2-2 to Bourne. He was robbed of a hit in the first inning on a terrific stretch out leaping line drive catch. Boy, it was terrific. Everybody thought so but Bourne. Ready for the 2-2. Swinging, lifting a high fly to left. A lazy fly. Over to get it is Crawford. Side retired. There was one error. One man left. We'll go to the 3rd. Another tough tight one tonight so far. 1-0 Houston. 2 free tickets to a select 2010 Astros home game, and more. I mean, after they're waiting down in the seats and listening to the band Last Train Out and waiting for the times, you know, the little chip you put on your shoelace, gives you your time, go up and see how you did. Well, you'll be treated to yogurt and oranges and bananas. I mean, it's terrific. It's a lot of fun, and more importantly, all proceeds benefit the Astros in Action Foundation. You can register online tonight at Astros.com. It's a week from today, so you need to get in and register. Top man in the order, Bartlett will lead it off. He lined to right in the opening inning. Bartlett now 1 for 5 in the series. Strike call. Our game brought to you right here, in part, by Continental Airlines, the official airline of the Houston Astros. Continental, where they work hard and they fly right. Smash in the ground. Blumey's got it. Boy, no bounce at all. They had to put that glove right on the dirt, Dave. And that was not an easy play. Good reaction by Blum.
Just good, quick reactions. The hot corner living up to its name right there, because that ball got to Blum in a hurry. One short hop. Positioned perfectly to make the play.
This is Crawford. Had a hit in the first inning and then got picked off. Crawford batting .311 as he bats here. And Wandy's pitch to him, lefty to lefty. Fouls it on the top of the screen. Tomorrow airtime will be 12:40 when we have the general manager's show with Ed Wade. Then Monday's a travel date. Milwaukee and Cincy on the trip. Get our first look at the Brewers. And that's a surprise team in the wrong direction. Ball up out of there.
Well, they've fallen on hard times.
10 under going into today.
Yeah. They're just not playing well at home. That's probably their biggest problem.
Swinging a foul back, and they've got some hitters on that club.
You suspect that when it's all said and done, they will hit real well. I don't know that I'm in love with the pitching staff, and then their bullpen has been a disaster. Trevor Hoffman has sort of become human.
Maybe a sign of the times creeping in. Up and away now, and that'll make it 2-2. Wandy steps off the mound, now looks in again. He'd like to keep Crawford off the base paths. And the 2-2 from Wandy. Swinging, fouling out of play over to the left side. Well, Bud Norris, he's going to try his luck again tomorrow. He is a dilemma. He'll need to be pretty good because David Price is very good. Down and away with a breaking ball. He's pitching to Crawford like he's King Kong here. He's a lefty. You'd think he'd be more aggressive with him. But he's nibbled around and gone full. One away, nobody on. 3-2 pitch. Swinging, fouled again up here to the left side. That one went into the sweeps. Yet another 3-2. Wandy ready. Rocks, kicks, and delivers. Fouled it up here again. They're facing a left-hander, and this left-hand batter's battling and fouling him off against Wandy Rodriguez. Wandy's ready, has the sign. Another 3-2. Smash foul down the right side this time. Boy, he got it in a place that left-handers love. Just glad that he got around too quickly. And I think Q has that in mind as he goes out there to talk to Wandy. Plate umpire was ready to go out, but Q turns around and comes on back behind the plate. great sight on the roof deck tonight. Looking through the big window. Group from ExxonMobil up on the roof deck. There's a liner into left and coming across and gets it and hangs on. Carlos Lee tumbled a little at the end, and you had to look to make sure he caught it and give the third base umpire Doug Eddings credit. He went another 100 feet down that line to make sure.
It's a tough play. Ball really didn't get that far off the ground at any point in its flight out to left field. Carlos make a couple of quick steps to his right and go into a half dive and half slide to get to that ball.
This is Zobrist. Lifts a high fly ball, shallow right center, but it's going to hang up for Bourne, and a nice 1-2 through inning. Since the walk to Pena the second, Wandy's retired 3, 6, 7 in a row. Middle of the third, Astros on top, 1-0. Out on the Budweiser patio, of course, and all over Minute Maid Park. Fans enjoying the game, an ice-cold Budweiser. It's what we do in the first inning. Pitches a strike to Keppinger, had a hit in the first, and to this moment has scored the only run. Fouling it off, hit him on the fist, goes up above our dugout about 15 rows, puts Kepi in a hole, 0-2. So Kep, we've scored 3 runs here in 2 nights. He's been involved in all 3. Scored 2, drove in the other one. Ready now for the 0-2, and here it comes from Jeff Neiman. Down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Keppinger leading off the third. Neiman delivers. Drops it down low. Now it's 2-2. Kept trying to get on for Burkman, Lee, and Pence here. Try to add something to this 1-0 lead. And the pitch. Away again. He had him in a hole. 0-2. Now he's nibbled a little. A little like Wandy did on Crawford. Let's see what he does with a 3-2 to Keppinger. Pitch on the way. Line drive left, but it's right at Crawford. 1 away. This is Burkman, had a hit in the first inning. Continental Airlines is well represented here tonight. Clooney is in town. Here's the pitch to Burkman. Tight in the hands of Ball. And she is a redhead again. Oh, the crews on those charters. They really look after you, don't they, Dave?
Yeah.
I mean, the Snickers and the M&Ms and the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And here's the 1-1. Up and into Burkman. 2 balls and a strike. Three and 1. And a strike makes it full. Do you think Joy, now that she's handling the charters for the Rays, will even come over to the booth, or is it?
Oh, she'll come over and see you.
Up high, and Burkman walks. The second walk of the series, and the walk is the first one given up by Neiman here tonight. Now Burkman has walked for the 18th time, and after a slow start, he's taken over the lead in the walk column. We're going to break it here at the top of the hour. Chance to do it in a hurry on the Astros Radio Network. Carlos Lee, the batter, backs him off in that lead shoulder, and with that, Navarro's going to go out and talk to Neiman. With Dave Raymond, Milo Hamilton with you on a Saturday night game at Minute Maid Park. Dave, I don't think you've ever met Clooney, have you?
No, I don't think I am.
She could give you X and O's, draw up some football plays if you want them. Ready for the 1-1. Here it is. Strike, and that makes it 1-1. Little X's and O's, wide receiver patterns. She's got it all. Ready for the 1-1, down. I'm not saying that we were good friends, but when I stopped traveling, she retired. I mean, 2 balls and a strike. Ready for the 2-1 to Carlos. Wiggle wags that bat at the top. Smash on the ground to third. Go to second one. Fire to first. Around the horn they go for a double play. It's their first tonight, and it's the first double play in the series altogether. It's their 34th of the year. Get a walk. Carlos hits into a double play. Neiman faces only 3. And the 4th inning is coming up at Minute Maid Park. Another tough, tight one here. 1-0 Houston. It's Dave Raymond and Brett Dolan.
All right, and here we go. Wandy Rodriguez kind of settled in a little bit after that first inning. And the left-hander's first offering to Longoria runs way in for ball one. Hey, fans, this week at Conn's Stores, get a free 22-inch LCD HD TV when you purchase a Toshiba 55-inch 240 hertz LED TV. The next pitch, a fastball. That's outside, and it's 2-0. Better prices, more choices, and all kinds of initials now at Conn's. A 22-inch. There's a swing and a little pop-up. Right field. Pence coming on toward the line. He'll get there and make the catch. And that is out number one. So now 8 in a row retired by Wandy Rodriguez. And he'll take a look at Carlos Pena. Pena, who did walk in that first inning, does strike out an awful lot. Comes in hitting just 190. Has always sort of been the tag, though, on Carlos Pena. Kind of an all or nothing swing, and it's very much an uppercut swing. He likes to hit the ball in the air, maybe more so than anybody in the big leagues. Here's a pitch to him, and he'll take a curveball for strike one. Pena does bat left-handed. 7 home runs, 26 RBIs. Steps in, snaps that bat out over the plate. Here's the 1-strike pitch, and it's a fastball down low. So 1-1 the count. Astros leading 1-0 tonight. They got their run in the first inning on an RBI ground out, fielder's choice, if you will, off the bat of Hunter Pence. Now the 1-1, and another fastball down below the knees for ball 2.
Consider this guy had as many singles as home runs last year, 39. Tied for the American League lead in home runs, despite the fact he missed basically the last 5 weeks of the year. I mean, he puts up the home run production.
Wandy's 2-1. There's a swing, and it's fouled straight down in the dirt. Dribbles back toward the Astros dugout, and it evens things up at 2-2.
You guys were talking last night about the Rays and how they've made the most of their draft picks. I mean, for one thing, you got to be bad for a long time. You got to get high picks, and then you have to cash them in, whether that's Longoria, whether that's Upton. You can go down the list. You need a little bit of luck. And for Pena, I think that's where that applies. He was taken off the scrap heap.
2-2 pitch fouled back our direction. Falls just short of us. And we'll redo it. Well, I mean, that's probably an apt description. I mean, he was all over the place prior to joining Tampa Bay. In fact, signed a minor league deal with the Rays in 07. As a pitch on the way, that one bounces up there, and it's a full count. And at that time, I mean, 07, the Rays were easily Major League Baseball's worst franchise. They had never finished better than 21 games under 500 at that point, and in fact, in 07, would go on and lose 96 more games. And the 3-2 pitch, there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pena down on strikes. There it is again. That's 44 of them now this year for him. But I mean, even in that spring training, out of spring training, did not make the club.
Right.
Now refused to acknowledge that. It refused to accept that. And by the time the season did open, indeed he was with the ball club. And
I mean, it took an injury to a guy by the name of Greg Norton just to give him that shot. Otherwise, who knows if he's even in this game anymore.
Norton. Here's Wandy's first pitch to B.J. Upton, and that's low and in, ball 1. 2 outs, nobody on, 4th inning here. Astros leading 1-0. And prior to joining the Rays, the 1-0 pitch, and that's right on the outside corner for a strike. I mean, he had been, I seem to recall him coming up. Saw him briefly in the A's system, and prior to that, I'm trying to think, Oklahoma City Rangers
Texas
system, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And it was a big deal. I mean, there was a lot of hope surrounding Pena. The 1-1 now. That is outside. Ball 2. Didn't miss by a whole lot. A curveball. He tried to backdoor Upton, but didn't get the call.
I guess the point is there's a player that pretty much anybody could have taken to camp that year with any type of guarantee.
2-1 pitch, a fastball sliced foul over to the right side out of play.
Technically, players like that with 46 homers and 121 RBIs should be guys on big long-term contracts, not those signed to minor league deals that really don't even make the team out of spring training.
Infield back on Upton. Here's a 2-2, and a curveball misses high. It's a full count. Right, I mean, he'd had some time in the big leagues, had some success hitting home runs. But a lot of folks had taken a look. A lot of people had tried. It just didn't seem to be a real fit for Pena, but it's worked out for him very well in Tampa. Now the 3-2 pitch to B.J. Upton. And a fastball a little high above the belt. That's ball 4, and that is now the 3rd walk of the evening for Wandy Rodriguez. So the Rays have a man on. B.J. Upton with very good speed trots down to first base. That'll bring up Gabe Kapler, who's in there today to face the left-handed starter, Wandy Rodriguez. Kapler does a lot of his work against lefties. 34-year-old, well-traveled major leaguer. All of his starts this year have been against left-handed starting pitching. Runner leads, a pitch on the way, and that one finds the outside corner for strike 1. A little bit off that fastball there for Wandy. Just aiming for that corner and got it. Kapler, a big, strong right-handed hitter, .250 average, 1 homer and 7 RBIs. It's almost 100 points better against lefties than he does righties. 2 outs here, and now a toss over to first, and Upton will walk back to first base. This is the middle game in a 3-game series. Interleague play just underway this weekend. The Astros interleague schedule a challenging one, considering they get Tampa Bay, they get the Yankees. Here's the 1-strike pitch and a curveball in there, and he is now jumped ahead of Kapler, 0-2.
They're pretty much facing every divisional leader. I mean, the Rangers are leading the West.
Yeah.
The Rays are Yankees, tops in the East. And in the Central, if Detroit is there, it'll be 3 first-place teams. And then, of course, the Rangers twice.
Upton half turned toward second base, not going, and a breaking ball is taken way in for ball 1 now on Kapler. 1-2 the count. Thank goodness for those games against Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, we say that. How often? I mean, the Rays may be looking at their schedule, thinking, hey, we'll come to Houston, we'll win a couple of games, and they're already down 1 in this series.
Oh yeah, well, there's no question. Anybody a challenge in Major League Baseball. Orioles, Astros, anybody. Runner going, pick up, throw to first. Burkman has it, throws to second. It's high and not in time. And so Upton will swipe second base, his 14th steal this year.
It's the 3rd time I think that's happened this year, where a throw has gone to Burkman, and either it gets to him late, or he has to step out of the way of the runner, and his throw is high or just not in line to retire a base runner. I'd be curious if you could ask Mills or Arnsberg if they felt like that move wasn't quick enough, or maybe that throw should have been lower.
The 1-2 pitch to Gabe Kapler, way in. That one got him on the ankle, and he'll go to first base. So hit by a pitch, and Wandy Rodriguez was ahead in the count at one point, 0-2, and eventually that stolen base, and now a hit batsman. He's in a little bit of trouble now. So 2-men aboard, and it brings up Dioner Navarro. Navarro, this is a guy who has struggled. His last 17 games, you go back to mid-April, he's hitting just 160. There's a stretch in there where Navarro was hitless in 22 consecutive at-bats, so he's had a tough time at the plate. Steps in there with 2 men on, but 2 out here in the 4th inning, and the first pitch to him is right on the outside corner for a strike. A good fastball there from Wandy Rodriguez. We're in the 4th. I'm Dave Raymond with Brett Dolan. Roof closed today here at Minute Maid Park. Runners with their leads. A 1-strike pitch, a curveball, and it's inside. 1-1 the count. Now the sunlight that was pouring through the huge windows in left field, really only a problem of one very small part of the field, and that's behind first base down the right field line. And other than that, visibility and whatnot pretty much standard all the way around. The 1-1 pitch And that one hits the outside corner. Wandy gets a late strike call from Dana DeMuth. And the count 1-2. Now some confusion. Wandy not real sure what the call was, but DeMuth signals to him. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, here's a case where a number 8 hitter in the American League, he needs to expand the zone and try and put the ball in play, especially with Neiman on deck.
Quintero sets up outside to pitch a fastball way out there.
I mean, in other words, if Wandy issues a walk and he can retire the pitcher, all these base runners are for naught. And if when you play American League Baseball, that's not the case. Base runners are good. I'm curious to see how patient Navarro is if Wandy nibbles on the corner again.
2-2 pitch. Curveball swung on. That one is blooped out toward right. Pence on the run toward the line. Into a dive! And he didn't get it. It bounces out of his glove and goes into foul territory. Upton scores. Kapler waved around third. The throw. Not in time. He scores. And all the way to third base goes Deoner Navarro. It'll be a double. And he'll take third base on the throw. And the Rays take a 2-1 lead in the 4th inning. Great diving effort by Hunter Pence in right field, but he couldn't hold on to it. It squirted away from him like a bar of soap. And then his 2-hop throw to the plate just behind Gabe Kapler. Very close play, but Kapler safe. A double for Navarro, 2 RBIs, and now with a man at third, it brings up Jeff Neiman. Wow. Wandy Rodriguez to the plate, and a curveball misses outside, ball 1.
If things traveled in threes, I mentioned Burkman the 3rd time this year. There's been that pickoff attempt at first, but a stolen base. That's the 3rd time Pence has tried to make a great catch with a dive, going back to that Dodgers series, and had the ball kick out of his glove. And that one I thought he had.
Now Wandy misses the outside corner with a fastball. The count's 2-0. So Navarro off third base. Here's a 2-0 pitch. A big swing and a miss by Neiman for strike 1.
Is it just me, or does it seem like Pence is playing over into right center more often here, say, in the last 2 weeks?
Nope. He's absolutely been shaded more towards center field. The 2-1 pitch. There's a swing, and that one blooped to right. Pence coming on, and this time makes a leaning catch on the run to end the inning. So a bloop out for Jeff Neiman, but the Tampa Bay Rays pick up 2 runs on the Navarro double. They leave him at third base, and out of the last of the 4th inning here at Minute Maid Park, it's the Rays 2 and the Astros 1. And now this word from your local station. A health tip for you today, brought to you by the Methodist DeBakey Heart and Vascular Center. Studies show cardiovascular disease is America's leading health problem. 1 in 5 suffers from some form of this disease. That's hard to believe. A way to help out: eliminate all tobacco products, adhere to a heart healthy diet, follow an appropriate exercise program. All those things can help prevent cardiovascular disease. If you'd like a free physician referral, call the Methodist DeBakey Heart and Vascular Center at 713-DeBakey, or go online to DeBakeyHeartCenter.com. The Methodist Hospital System is the official health care provider of the Houston Astros. Methodist is leading medicine. So to the home half of the fourth, here comes the Astros now. It'll be Hunter Pence, Jeff Blum, and Humberto Quintero. The Rays leading 2-1. Big Jeff Neiman out there for Tampa Bay, and now pitching with a lead. Pence steps in right side of the plate. And the first pitch from Neiman. There's a swing, and that one is hit high in the air, shallow center. Playable for B.J. Upton. He's waiting for it to come out of the rafters. It does, and he makes the catch. And there's one gone.
Sure, there's some outfielders that come here and say, boy, I'm having a hard time picking up the ball out of the rafters. But when you play in Tampa Bay or St. Pete at Tropicana Field, this is a walk in the park.
Yeah, I think formerly the Minnesota Twins would probably say the same thing.
True.
When they come through town in interleague. I mean, it is very rare that we ever see anybody lose it here. It's a pitch on the way to Jeff Blum, and that one is taken for a strike. Blum, a switch hitter, bats left-handed against Jeff Neiman. Seems like you see guys have more trouble with the roof open here. Blum swings and pops one up right center. Kapler is over. The right fielder makes the catch, and 2 quick outs in this 4th inning.
Of course, they have a series of rings above the field: the A ring, the B ring, and the C ring. Balls hit them, they're in play. Balls hit them, they're out of play. I mean, it's a veritable obstacle course once a fly ball goes up in St. Pete. One of the many reasons why they'd love to get a new stadium, one like this.
Yeah, they'd happily move this stadium with them to Florida.
They're not getting it. They're not taking ours, at least.
Well, logistically, that certainly
would be tough.
Yeah. 2-1 Rays lead. Here's the pitch to Humberto Quintero, and he'll take one high, ball 1. 2 runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Rays today. They've left 4. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Astros. They have stranded 3. The pitch on the way, and Quintero swings and hits it high in the air. A little pop up behind second. Zobrist will give way to the shortstop Bartlett, who makes the catch right behind the bag. And boy, did the Astros go quietly in there after the 4th inning. That was way too easy for Jeff Neiman. We go to the 5th this evening here at Minute Maid Park, where the Tampa Bay Rays lead the Astros 2-1. Hey fans, you traveling this season? Because you can take the Astros with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv tonight to see every Astros game live or on demand on your computer. And you can listen to the audio broadcasts. They're archived. They're live as well. Visit Astros.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Fifth inning tonight at Minute Maid Park. And this one has the Rays leading the Astros 2-1. Top of the order coming up here for Tampa Bay. They'll have Jason Bartlett, Carl Crawford, and then Ben Zobrist. Wandy Rodriguez, the diminutive left-hander for the Astros, will. Boy, he had started in the stretch position and it looked like he might get going, but then he just went right to the windup. Bartlett was confused. And the pitch on the way, there's a swing and a miss, strike one. Home plate umpire Dana DeMuth called time. And Wandy, of course, no base runners on, so it doesn't really matter, but that was kind of an odd little sequence. I think Wandy now maybe a little more aware of what's going on in his one-strike pitch. Fastball, and that's a called strike on the outside corner. So it's no balls, 2 strikes on Bartlett, who tonight is flied out to right and grounded out to third. Infield is back. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball, and it just missed outside. Boy, a very close pitch. Wandy thought he might have had strike 3 there. Pretty well framed by Quintero, but no call from DeMuth. And now the 1-2 pitch. And a curveball swung on and missed, strike 3. So Bartlett eventually does punch out to start this 5th inning. And it'll bring up Carl Crawford. Hey, 5th inning, we bring you that Major League Scoreboard brought to you by Continental Airlines, the official airline of the Houston Astros. Continental, work hard, fly right. Let's see if there's anything big going on. It's a pitch on the way. And Crawford tried to hold off on that swing, but nearly went around. Actually, on an appeal down to third base, Doug Eddings said he did not go. And that fastball upstairs takes the count to 2-0. Crawford, I mean, the All-Star game here and an interleague play has really struggled in this park. The 1-0, and he swings and misses. Pardon me, the 2-0 is a swing and a miss for strike 1. He's 1 for 15 coming in, so now let's see, 2 for 17 overall here at Minute Maid. And he'll take one below the knees for ball 3. He was 0 for 2 in the All-Star game here in 2004. And when the Rays have come through town, you can understand a lot of distractions. I talked to Michael Bourne about that today, the Houston native and former Little League teammate of Crawford. There's a swing, and that one's ripped down to the right field corner. There's a base hit. That one up against the wall in the corner. Crawford has great speed, but he'll be content to pull up at second with a 1-out double. That ball lashed into the corner.
As much as I'm glad he didn't go to Nebraska to be an option quarterback on nights like this, I kind of wish maybe he had gone to Lincoln instead, picked up a couple of hits.
A native of Gering, Nebraska, I always wished he would have gone to Nebraska. Although, who knows, that may have slowed any progress they had in that program's move to Bo Pelini being the head coach there now. And you know, he would have come at a time when the organization, can you call them an organization?
Program.
The program was making some big changes at the time. The pitch to Ben Zobrist, very high, ball 1.
Wasn't that about the time that he opted to sign with the Rays instead of going to Nebraska that Eric Crouch ended up winning the Heisman? And maybe it might have been Crawford as the quarterback instead, changing some history there.
Zobrist shows bunt, pops it up near the mound, but it's not going to be caught by Wandy. He'll barehand it, throw to first, but not in time, and Zobrist has a bunt single. Meanwhile, Crawford advances the football to third, and the Rays have him cornered now in the 5th inning. That was a pretty bad and pretty good bunt all at once by Zobrist.
Earlier in this game, Lee hit a ball so bad he got a base hit. There, Zobrist bunted the ball so bad, got himself a base hit. Wandy tried to lunge for it. When he couldn't catch it, he was in no position to grab it, turn, and throw.
Pretty good effort by Wandy. He's had some trouble with his lower back, too, this year, and made a great effort to get over there. And on the run, bending over like that, that could not have been easy, as the first pitch to Evan Longoria is a curveball that misses high and outside. 2-1 Rays lead. We're in the 5th. But they have Crawford at third base, Zobrist at first. Carlos Lee playing almost in the Crawford boxes in left field. Wouldn't be surprised if they charge him admission. It's the 1-0. That one swung on and bounced by the mound near second. The shortstop Manzella flipped to second one. The relay from Keppinger not in time. Just behind Longoria. So the run scores, and the fans here thought that was a little closer. So does Brad Mills. The Astros manager races out there to have a word with Kerwin Danley. It's a 6-4 fielder's choice in the scorebook, and you can give Longoria his 38th RBI of the year.
Tommy had a brief bobble. Give it to Kippinger late. Boy, I thought with the naked eye that he might have been out. Look at a good look here, and
he was safe.
Yep, tie goes to the runner.
So Longoria is on now for Carlos Pena. You hope that does not cost the Astros anything more than the one run. I mean, it already cost them the run. The double play would have ended the inning, and now the pitch. There's a swing, high fly down the right field line, but that one is twisting away, foul, and ends up in the seats.
A couple of scores for you. Brewers and Twins, they're tied at 7 in the bottom of the 11th. That game in Minnesota here this afternoon.
Well, that was after the Twins gave up 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning. So they had to score a run in the bottom of the 9th apparently to send that to extra.
They did. They might even now be moved on to the top of the 12th. His computer doesn't update quite as nicely as mine. But anyhow, the Reds might have the easiest interleague schedule, and they're leading Cleveland 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th in Cleveland.
Pena waiting left side. He swings and missed very late on that curveball. And a quick throw down to first base. Longoria not really challenged. He was back in there. 0-2 the count on Pena.
Ace over the Giants 1-0 in the Coliseum today. A low scoring game. Meanwhile, the Cubs and Rangers tied at 3, top of the 5th in a high scoring ballpark, that in Arlington. Soriano's homered in his return in Texas.
Now the pitch, and Pena swings and misses, strike 3, and Wandy got him on a curveball. Second time he's struck him out tonight. But the Rays pick up a run by hustling out of what looked like a double play. They leave a man out there, and now to the bottom of the 5th at Minute Maid Park. And this ball game has the Rays 3, the Astros 1. Anything of particular note left on that scoreboard?
Well, just the Dodgers leading the Tigers 5-2 in the 4th. Mets over the Yankees 3-0 in the 4th. And the Red Sox lead the Phillies 1-0 in the 4th.
Okay, here's Manzella batting right-handed, and he takes one outside, ball 1. Tommy Manzella flying out of the 2nd inning, so he's 0 for 1 tonight. Tall right-handed hitter, but he's struggled this year. And he checks his swing. That one is taken a little bit outside. And the count 2-0. Manzella's found a way to get on base in the last 8 games, and he shows bunt but takes a strike. The count 2-1. Lately, that's been part of his game. Not always at the best times, but he's been showing and oftentimes offering at some bunts. 2-1 from Neiman. There's a swing and a ground ball to third. Diving, stopped by Longoria, who hops up, throws to first, and gets Manzella. A 5-3 put out, but what a stop by Longoria, diving to his left. Wow, one away here in the 5th inning.
Boy, he's something. Every time I see him play defensively, I wonder how Long Beach State ever lost when they had Tulowitzki at short and Longoria at third base, when that was the duo on the left side of the infield.
That's something. Just sprawled out. Gathered that thing up, and now here's Wandy Rodriguez. He reached on an error in the 2nd inning, and he'll take a pitch on the inside corner for strike 1.
Boy, since that 1st inning when Houston got the run, nothing as far as hits. Neiman has really settled down.
Big right-handers, 1 strike pitch. That's fouled back, and he's ahead of Rodriguez 0-2.
Here's a kid that attended the very first opening day here in 2000 at this ballpark. He was a senior in high school. Now he's pitching. He's leaving 30, 40 tickets tonight, trying to win a game in his hometown. It's amazing the path sometimes for some of these local kids, where it leads them, sometimes right back here for a game or two.
His 0-2 pitch to Rodriguez, a curveball, and that is called strike 3. So Wandy goes down looking. And Neiman kind of just getting better and better as this game wears on. He's thrown 66 pitches to this point. And now we'll contend with Michael Bourne on Michael Bourne bobblehead night here. 0 for 2 tonight, and Michael takes one inside, ball 1. Now Neiman, here's this big, strong, athletic guy. Commands 5 different pitches and well. Fastball, curve, slider, changeup, and a split-fingered fastball. And his pitch on the way to Bourne, there is a fastball, but it's left high for ball 2. 16 walks, 31 strikeouts coming into tonight. And the right-hander's pitch, that right at the knees for strike 1. Today has issued 1 walk and struck out 2 Astros. Corners are in with Bourne's speed, and the 2-1 delivery, fastball, and that one's in there for a strike. So all square now at 2-2. Bottom of the 5th, Rays leading 3-1. Neiman has the signs. Boy, he was quick in the 4th. 2 quick outs here in the 5th, and his 2-2 pitch to Bourne. Boy, that just missed low, and not by very much. Full count now. Neiman right back to the plate, though. And there's a swing and a little tapper by the mound towards second. Zobrist in, has it, flips it on over to first, and it's in time. Bourne erased, and that will end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning. Once again for Jeff Neiman. And now to the 6th. At Minute Maid Park, it's still the Rays 3 and the Astros 1.
captain is back in the gallery furniture booth and in the Mattress Mac chair, as a matter of fact. Astros gallery furniture broadcast booth where we hold forth every game here. And the pitch to Upton. It's bounced up there and rolls out in front of the plate. So Q goes out to get it. Upton started a little rally in that fourth inning with 2 outs. He walked, swiped a base. They went on to get a couple of runs. So in the last 2 innings, the worm has turned here. And Wandy had 2 outs, had 2 strikes on the hitter. Another one, then he hit a batter. And then Navarro, not a likely guy to get you a big double, but he did and drove in a couple. And now they are leading 3-1, and now it's a 3-1 count to Upton. And the pitch count's approaching 100 for Wandy. And that's a ball, and he walked him. Upton, a .223 hitter coming in here tonight. And Wandy walks him twice.
Well, the problem with that, aside from the obvious, putting free base runners on, is that Upton also, I mean, a very good base runner. And a walk, it's not automatic to say he's going to get to second base, but the odds are pretty good that he can find his way to second base. 14 steals this year in 17 attempts.
This is Kapler, hit by a pitch back in the fourth inning, and he later scored the second run. There's a looping line drive in the right center, a base hit. Streaking to third will be Upton. They put runners on the corners, and there's nobody out. So Wandy is an entirely different looking pitcher here now in the last 3 innings.
Well, they've gotten some activity going. Wilton Lopez has begun to throw in the Astros bullpen. So right now Brad Mills and Brad Arnsberg are certainly aware of what looks like a wobbling Wandy Rodriguez and don't want to let this thing get out of hand.
And Q, I think, an instruction from the bench, go out and buy some time. Our Blue Star group here tonight, as Dave mentioned, a nice crowd, and part of it, the Blue Star group, Chevron Employees Club, and they entered into the big crowd tonight with 750. The Astro Wives had a meeting tonight. They're up in Suite 52. They're preparing for their pre-gala party tomorrow night at Moe's over in Post Oak. Navarro waiting. He's 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Scored away to bunt. Now throw to first. Boy, that was close. Kapler was a little tardy getting back, and a swipe tag by Burkman almost got him. Upton walked. He's at third. Kapler with a base hit is at first. Astros have been out hit 6-3, outscored 3-1, and they're building on something here in this inning. Q down to give the sign. Next pitch will be number 100. So Wandy's about 10 or 12 over the bar here for a pitch count. And the pitch is bunted and fouled up the first base side. And the count is even at 1-1. And it'll take something to get out of this mess. You've got runners at first and third. And there isn't anybody out. And the big right-hander, Jeff Neiman, is the on-deck hitter. And with this kind of a score, they aren't thinking about lifting him. Wandy now is ready. Stretches, checks the runner at first. Looks at him, throw to Burkman. Now you got to play it right. Now you got to come home and put it on him. And got him. Boy, I thought for a minute Burkman had lost track of that runner at third, and then just in time he got it to Q.
No, perfect job. I mean, part of it is that Burkman has to bait him into going. And he did a really good job of looking as if he was going to commit to the runner at second base, and then a good quick throw down to the plate and Upton out easily.
No stolen base. 1-3-2 on the play to make it 1 away. Runner at second, Navarro waiting. And the look back, here's the pitch. Down and in. We had a play once here tonight. where Burkman threw the ball high, wide, and handsome to second, and they didn't get the runner. That was the stolen base by Upton in the 4th inning. The look back, and now the stretch pitch. Snap throw down by Q. Boy, he's throwing all over the place here tonight.
That's one that almost never works, all the way down to second base, but Q is never afraid to throw.
And with that arm, he shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, he's normally right on target, so it's worth a shot every now and then.
So Kepler back in there. Wandy checks him and brings it to the hitter. High pop down the right side. Going to be a long run for Hunter Pence. He's got it just inside the foul line. About 120 feet down past first base. Kepler holds on at second. Now there's 2 away. So by getting that big play at the plate, now Wandy's got a chance to get out of what could have been an inning. This is Neiman. He's struck out swinging, and he's flied to right. Wandy's been a fly ball pitcher here tonight, but he's kept it in the park. 8 putouts by Astro outfielders. That's tight at the knees, backed him off. And it's 1-0 to Neiman. Wandy the long look. Now stretches to the belt. The ball makes it 2-0. Wandy, you got to go right after this guy. The way things have developed, if you get him, you get out of this with no run scoring. And the pitch, and a strike called at the knees. 2-1. Tomorrow, Norris takes on Price. Airtime, the general manager's show with Ed Wade, will be on at 12:40. And the pitch. Swinging. Bouncer toward the hole. Plum has it. Straightens. Throws. Got him. I'll tell you, when you think the way that inning started, Dave, to get out of it with nobody scoring, that's a plus.
Trying to get a break on that good play by Burkman.
So let's see if we can take right. You stop by Buffalo Wild Wings, the preferred wing of the Astros. Wear your Astros gear. Get $1.50 off Slammers from 10 p.m. to close. That's right, you heard it, $1.50 Slammers from 10 to close. Buffalo Wild Wings is your ultimate game day headquarters. Award-winning wings, cold drinks, and all the hottest sports action. Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be there. Like tonight. Keppinger 1 for 2. 3 for 6 in the series. Has his average at .285 as he leads off in the 6th inning. Neiman has the sign, and he's ready to work in the bottom of the 6th, and here it comes. Tight at the knees, a ball. Nice job from Parker Elementary School tonight. They performed the anthem before the game. Ready for the 1-0 to Kep. High pop. Right fielders play in shallow right. He's under it. Kapler has it. One quick out for Neiman. The Huntington Youth Baseball group here, and the USSSA group from over in Baton Rouge made the trip tonight. And a birthday party, at least one that we know of because it's on our list. Happy birthday to Henry Bernard Malone, 10 years old tonight. The Lamar Little League AAA Rays. ConocoPhillips. And you got a Continental Airlines employee night here tonight. And we've had proof of that in the booth. Some of the members of the flight crew over the years. Ready for the 1-0 to Burkman. He's singled and he's walked tonight. Swinging and fouling it way down to the last side. Up in Suite 62, a good way to celebrate a graduation. Erica Kelly's UHD graduation party. Have some fun, Erica, and congrats on the diploma. 1-1 to Burkman. Swinging, fly ball, deep left center, center fielder back, and that is gone. It's on the facade, just to the right of the yellow line, a little to the left under the Conoco balcony. And give the second base umpire some credit. C.V. Buckner, he ran 150 feet out in that center field grass, knowing he could get a better look, and it's a tater for Burkman.
Always good to see Burkman swinging the bat a little bit better. A couple of hits tonight, the walk, and that's a big fly right there. 410 feet roughly.
That's the 990th home run hit by an Astro here at Minute Maid Park. His 5th home run went the opposite way, and when he's swinging good, that'll happen more often than not when he's batting left-handed. Here's Carlos. How about a back-to-back? Start this game over. It's the first home run of the series on either side, by the way. Now if we get another homer tonight by an Astro or tomorrow, we'll be able to award the lucky fan that catches it 406 feet. There's a strike called on Carlos. But Stanley, to his tail of the tape, 406. Well, you hit that right on the button as you estimated that.
Well, it's so high up that wall, up above the 404 marker, I assumed it might have been a little bit further, but that's right in that ballpark anyway.
3-2 now, and this is Hunter Pence with 2 away in the inning. Hunter Pence got an RBI in the first on a fielder's choice. Pitches a ball. You know, the fan that catches that 1,000th home run by an Astro here going to get a couple of real treats. Swing and a miss by Hunter. You'll be able to meet with the player who hits it. And then, in this day and age, listen to this. $1,000 worth of Conoco gas from our friends at ConocoPhillips. Here's the 1-1. Down a little to Hunter. Pushes the count to 2-1. Burkman now with 5 homers and 14 runs batted in with that solo. The ball to Hunter, pushes it to 3-1. The Astros have been out hit 6-4, outscored 3-2. During the 6th inning, there's still time to do something about this game. The pitch to Hunter Pence. Chopper, shortstop. Bartlett there. High, safe. Bartlett, you know, we talk about infielders. They're thinking about the guy in that batter's box, Dave. He knew he was going to have to get rid of it, and he rushed it and threw it high.
Yeah, that'll be an error on Bartlett. Pence, though, with that speed, he does kind of force infielders sometimes into making bad plays. I mean, not only do you know he is fast and can run, but you never catch him dogging it out of the box. I mean, he is always off to the races.
Boy, you can book that. In fact, I've had you booking a lot of things.
Yeah, it's been a busy night.
This is Blum. Blum over 2 tonight, bounced out to second, fly to center. Getting a start at third tonight. And a high fly ball. Harmless, shallow left. Shortstop one out. But clearly, the left fielder Crawford's play. So they have to settle for the solo homer by Burkman. But you've gotten back within a run. And at the end of 6, Rays 3, Astros 2. It up for the 7th inning. You know, ABC Pest Pool and Lawn can give you a greener and healthier lawn. Their nutrients are designed by Texans for Texas lawns. Good idea. Let them lighten up your lawn, make it greener, healthier. Let ABC Pest Pool do that by calling 713-730-9500 or go to goanteater.com. ABC Pest Pool and Lawn. Top of the order. Now they let Wandy go out and warm up, but the skipper's on his way. With a pitch count 107, and Wandy has not only the pitch count, Dave, but he's really had the labor in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Somebody on all the time.
Yeah, he's had some difficulties tonight, and it has more than likely shortened his evening. Indeed it has, and not his best stuff tonight, but that's the difference in the Wandy Rodriguez today and the Wandy Rodriguez of, let's say, 2 seasons ago. You know, back a couple of years ago when he didn't have his good stuff, I mean, it might get ugly, but he's kept the Astros in this ballgame. It's a 1-run game in the 7th.
Gave up 3 runs in the 6 innings that he worked. I guess since it happened that fast, we ought to do an AT&T, don't you think?
Sure.
Melton Electric up in Suite 63. More fun to have a group. I tell you, I've been telling you that for years. And boy, you think tomorrow is going to be buzzing here, Dave. It's Youth Baseball Day tomorrow. We'll have a parade, and they're bringing about 4,000 down and out for youth baseball. And that, you know, they're going to walk all around that track. They're going to be looking up at everything, the stands. A lot of them will be in a big league park for the first time.
Right.
Something to remember. Very popular promotion the Astros do during the year. Youth Baseball Day, and they get a parade. 2 balls, no strikes to Bartlett. 0 for 3 tonight, 1 for 7 in the series. And the pitch from Sampson on the way. Strike called at the knees. Boy, I can't wait for that 1,000th homer up on that Conoco pump. Make that fan very happy that catches it. I mean, $1,000 worth of Conoco gas. Fly ball center. Bourne back 5-6 steps. Waiting has it. 1 away here in the 7th inning. How about a break? Oh, okay. This is the Astros Radio Network. With Dave Raymond, Waddle Hamilton, Minute Maid Park on a Saturday night. A 1-runner here again. Down and out. Boy, if it's anything but a 1-runner, it's news when we play these guys. We're 6-1 with them overall in history. 4-0 here at Minute Maid. And almost all of them but one have been decided by a run. Two balls, no strikes to Crawford. He's had 2 hits tonight. Scored 1 run. Way high. Sampson fell behind Bartlett 2-0. Ended up getting him. Now he's 3-0 to a base stealer, Carl Crawford. And Crawford singled in the first. He got picked off. 3rd inning, Carlos made a great play and robbed him of a hit. There's a strike called. 3-1. Then in the 5th, he rifled a double into the right field corner. Got them the run on the bounce out by Longoria. The run was the 3rd, the one they're leading by. There's a shot, and it's up the middle. 3 hits tonight for Carl Crawford. So you mentioned he's had a tough time in this park, but he's kind of getting well here tonight.
Yeah, put some of that behind him tonight. And, you know, in baseball, that's just it. I mean, that's a stretch of futility that goes back over, you know, various years, an all-star game. And, you know, really that's almost irrelevant at times when you look at how a guy's swinging it right now. And tonight, a very good ball game for Carl Crawford.
Zobrist with a walk, a fly out, and a single. He's 4 for 7 in this series. Stretch by Sampson. Runner takes a break, doesn't go. Pitch under the letters. Sampson was ducking down in case that runner was really going. So Q would have a clear sight to the target at second base. Zobrist batting .301 tonight. Going up over 300 with his 1 for 2. Throw to first, not close on Crawford. Important to shorten his lead if you can. Been a great base stealer for this ball club. Ready now for the 1-0. Stretch pitch. Down and out. When Crawford and Bourne were playing on those youth teams together, they must have run wild between them.
Well, you'd think they would just be a terror on other teams. But Jason Bourgeois, who's playing for the Round Rock Express, said that he played against those teams and sometimes played with them on all-star games. Said they were just unbelievable.
And that's down. So Sampson has fallen behind all 3 of the hitters, 2-0 here. So he needs to sharpen up the radar. Zobrist now with a 3-0 count. Our biggest crowd in a while, Dave, almost 34,000 here. And a ball, and 2 men are on. Walked him on 4 pitches. It's the 5th walk given to the Rays. The first given up by Sampson. So we're having a little chat on the mound now. Q is out there. So is Tommy Manzella. And the batter will be Evan Longoria, their leading RBI man, who has an RBI tonight and now has 38 for the year. Started the night second in the league in the RBI column. Longoria waits with teammates first and second, one out. Sampson needs to get that patented ground ball here. Now he steps off. Think this guy could run for mayor in St. Pete?
Well, it might be a little early for that.
There's a strike called.
If he finishes the season like he's gone so far, and that is, I mean, he's among the top 10 in the league in all three Triple Crown categories. I mean, and if they finish the year like they have played as a team so far, yeah, I mean, he'll be mayor, he'll be governor of the state.
There's a high fly ball to right. Pence back. Now a little to his left. Trying to get in position, but with Crawford at second, he's going to make it to third. No way he can throw him out from back there. Pence was trying to do everything. He makes the catch, of course, but thinking he could get an out at third. Nope. So now Pena will bat. A walk, a strikeout swinging, and another strikeout swinging. He is 0 for 5 in the series. He's reached twice. First inning tonight, a walk. Last night got hit by a pitch. Seen that batting average go down to 188. However, I can't find a lot of consolation in that. This guy is more dangerous than that 188 would even hint. Tight on the letters, almost that lead shoulder, and it's ball one. And he got hot the day before they got here against Andy Pettitte and the Yankees. Crawford third. Zobrist first. 2 away. 7th inning. Sampson trying to keep it a one-run game with the Rays leading 3-2. Stretch pitch. Swinging. Tapper foul up the first base side. Sampson off with a glove, worked on the new baseball. Ready again as he peers in. Long time to get the sign. Now stretches to the belt. Checks the corners. Down a little. And that'll push it to 2-1 on Carlos Pena. Sampson taking a little extra time. You can't blame him. Now whirling dervish, no throw anywhere. Two balls and a strike to Pena. Upton on deck. Here's the pitch. Caught an outside corner. Little backdoor slider movement. 2-2. Pena really does a lot of moving in and out of that batter's box. Now he's up in there. Swings the bat across the plate a couple of times. Brings it up to the top and cocks it. Swinging, bouncer. Second baseman coming. Burkman's got to get back to the bag, and he's there. Keppinger throws out Pena. They get a single and a walk. They leave a pair. So, 7th inning stretch time right here at Minute Maid Park. Got to go to work, folks. All right, here we go to the bottom of the 7th. Neiman is still in there for the Rays. The batter is Quintero. He's 0 for 2 tonight. The big right-hander ready. He's leading by a run as he works in the 7th. Up and in a ball to Q. Manzella's on deck. Then it'll be the pitcher spot. Our bullpen is busy. There's some loosening in their pen, but nobody's throwing. Q getting back up in there, trying to start something. Astros had a lead until the 4th. They're winning a run now. There's a high pop out behind second. Shortstop's play. And it's one away. Bartlett had plenty of time to get under it. One down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Manzella will be the batter. Sullivan has already moved on deck to be a pinch hitter. Manzella tonight is flied to center. Longoria made a fabulous play in the 5th inning to take a hit away from him. Astros haven't stolen a base tonight, but they've stolen one in the series. That was by Bourne last night. And Cons donates for those stolen bases to the Astros in Action Foundation. Strike makes it 1-1 to Manzella. Yes, Cons donates $100 to the Astros in Action Foundation for every Astros stolen base at Minute Park again this year. And the 1-1. Down a ball. Cons providing quality service for more than 100 years. Astros need base runners, trailing 3-2, 7th inning. Chopping it foul out in front of the plate. Manzella back up in there. Straightaway stance. Exaggerated bend to the knees. Here's the pitch. Swing and comes up empty. 2 away. Neiman's only struck out 4. Sullivan being announced as the pinch hitter now. Neiman goes to the back of the hill. Sullivan a pinch hitter last night in the 7th inning, and he rolled out to the second baseman. Done a better job pinch hitting lately. First pitch to him is the strike call. He's batting for Sampson. There's a foul over here to the left side under the mezzanine. So he's got his batting average up to 205. That may not sound like much, but where he was about 10 days ago, that's a jump. He's had 8 hits and 5 of them off the bench. Swings and misses, and boy, that didn't take long, folks. That was too quick when you were looking for base runners. Struck out Manzella and then the pinch hitter Sullivan. And that's the 4th inning that Neiman has retired 3-man in the inning. So the 8th inning is coming up. Still out there to be going.
average. This is his 10th appearance. In 12 innings, he's given up 7 runs on 14 hits. In fact, the opposition hits .304 against him, but that's because he just throws strikes. 1 walk, 10 strikeouts, but he will go over that plate again and again and dare you to hit it.
8th inning scoreboard time brought to you by Gallery Furniture. Gallery Furniture saves you money and delivers today. Interleague results coming. First out of the American League parks. Dave's got the big screen rolling, and he'll be with you as we go through the top of this inning. Pitch to Upton, and that is a strike call in the inside corner. Upton flied to right first inning, walked, stole a base, and scored a run in the 4th. 6th inning, walked and was a caught stealing. Right hand batter, open stance, wide open. There's a little tapper foul.
Well, we'll start in the 7th inning in Cleveland, where the Reds have a 6-2 lead on the Indians. Travis Hafner is homered for Cleveland. And then in the 8th inning in Texas, Cubs and Rangers tied at 3.
0-2 to Upton. Down around the shins, maybe almost in the shoelaces. And it's 1-2.
Starlin Castro, who homered in his big league debut for the Cubs, has hit his 2nd now. He knocked one out today.
Just missing down and away. 2-2 to B.J. Upton. Kepler on deck. Then it'll be the catcher Navarro. And the bottom of the order has done damage to the Astros tonight. Foul back. Like the 6-hitter Upton's walked twice, stolen a base, scored a run. Kepler, the 7-hitter's been hit by a pitch, a hit and scored a run. And Navarro, the 8-hitter, doubled and drove in a pair. So, soft touch, not tonight, in the bottom of that Rays order. Here is the 2-2 to Upton. Oh, swings and fouls it into Q's mitt. 1 away.
So other games in American League ballparks. The White Sox today beat the Marlins 4-1. Alex Rios hit his 8th home run, and Gavin Floyd got the win there. Pitchers duel in Oakland. Boy, the A's beat the Giants 1-0 in that battle by the Bay. Great pitching game. Matt Cain, the loser for the Giants. I mean, Oakland had just 1 run on 5 hits in that game, but that would be enough. Gio Gonzalez pitched beautifully for Oakland.
Reed Brisnack, who played last night, is going to pinch hit here now. He's a .288 hitter, and the first pitch is ball 1. Lopez working, 1 out, nobody on, and a strike call. Brisniak last night went 3 for 4. Probably saying, and I couldn't start tonight? No, because there's a guy named Zobrist hanging around. And the pitch up out of there, a ball. That'll level it at 2-2.
Well, the Rockies shut out the Royals 3-0 today behind Jeff Francis and 3 relievers who twirled that shutout. Francis's first win since 2008. Troy Tulowitzki hit a home run there.
We woke him up, I guess. Swing and a foul back.
Tulowitzki?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wild one in Minnesota. The Twins gave up 5 runs in the 9th inning, but then came back to score a run in the bottom of the 9th to force extras, and then plated a run in the 12th inning to finally win a game that they looked to have had handily into the 9th inning. Anyway, 8-7 Twins over the Brewers in 12 innings.
And we're going to get our first look at those Brewers next week. High pop, medium center, up in the air a long time, gives Bourne a chance to come on and get it, and 2 away in the inning. Brisniak is the pinch hitter. Skies out. Now this is Navarro, 1 for 3, and it happened to be a big one, a 2-run double back in the 4th inning. Why did I put a Z in that pronunciation last night?
I don't know. Brignac. Brignac.
And a swing, and Navarro now with an 0-2 count. Lopez trying to have a 1-2-3 inning and give the Astros a chance in the 8th, and if needed the 9th, to do something about this game, trailing 3-2.
One last thing for you from American League ballparks. The Padres and Mariners will play out in Seattle tonight. Clayton Richard against Ian Snell, the pitching matchup there.
And in the bottom of the inning, the National League parks will come in view for Dave. On the Gallery Furniture scoreboard, down and away, 2-2.
Looks like Neiman will probably be done. Blaylock's in the on-deck circle. That doesn't necessarily guarantee it, but it just judging by some shots from inside their dugout, looks like he may be wrapped up.
Ready for the 2-2. Interesting development that I heard today as to why they let Pat Burrow go. They were afraid that Blaylock might walk on him, and they didn't want to lose him. I mean, that wasn't all of it, but that was some of it. There's a bouncer to Keppinger. 1-2-3 for Lopez. Came out of the pen, did his job. Now you go to the bottom of the 8th. Still trailing by a run. Rays 3, Astros 2. Now this from your local Astros radio station. Pitcher and other changes as well here.
Yeah, Grant Balfour comes in to pitch for the Tampa Bay Rays. Meanwhile, Brignac stays in to play second base, and Ben Zobrist goes out into right field. But for Balfour, an 0-1 record at .260 earned run average, and this will be his 18th appearance this year. He's walked 2, struck out 18, so looks to be a strike thrower, and has given up a .206 batting average against.
So we're ready to go with Balfour, and in the bottom of this inning, we're going to check in on the games in the National League parks that in-league play. And as Dave has succinctly pointed out, 2 nights in a row, there is one game that involves 2 National League teams.
Yeah, and after a long rain delay, they're playing in Pittsburgh tonight. In fact, they've played 2 innings. The Braves have a 2-0 lead in that ball game. Looks like maybe a 2-run homer by Melky Cabrera in the second inning.
This is Bourne, has not had a hit tonight. 0 for 3. He's 1 for 7 in the series. With him up there, the third baseman up in the cutout circle at third. And there's a strike called. And the first baseman, Pena, is also a little in front of the first base bag in case Bourne would square away all of a sudden on them. Here's the pitch. And a foul up into the screen. And puts Michael Bourne in a hole. 0-2. Right-hander Balfour brings it to the hitter just outside.
So some interleague games in National League parks. See the Dodgers beating the Tigers 6-2. That game 7th inning out in Los Angeles. Casey Blake and Matt Kemp have hit home runs.
Looking liner over shortstop, base hit. 8-game hitting streak for Bourne, but even more important, Dave, it puts him on to start the inning in a 1-run game.
Yeah, big runner down there with that tying run in his back pocket and good speed. Might see him trying to run this inning, except of course, well, we'll see. I mean, Keppinger has been very good lately at moving runners as well, so we'll see what they try. But Mets beating the Yankees 3-1, 6th inning at Citi Field. No home runs in that game. The Red Sox flanking the Phillies 5-0 in Philadelphia. That game also without a home run. And Daisuke Matsuzaka has a no-hitter going in that one into the 7th inning. So we'll keep an eye on that game as it progresses. Other ball games, Diamondbacks 8, Blue Jays 1 in Arizona. That game top of the 5th inning. All these games in the National League ballparks devoid of home runs, it looks like.
Keppinger, the batter, 1 for 3, and he scored one of our 2 runs tonight. There's a bunt up the first base side, foul. And it's strike 1 to Kemp.
Couple of finals. Angels beat the Cardinals today 10-7. Scott Kazmir over Kyle Loach, who's now 1-4. And the Orioles couldn't get it done today. A 4-run 6th inning for the Nationals. And they beat their crosstown rivals 7-6 today in D.C. The Nationals at an even 500 now, 22-22.
I guess both the clubs went to the park in a bus. Bunting it up into the screen, 0-2. So does that do it? Or you got some?
Nope, that's it. I'll have more details in the postgame show.
Yes, you will. We want you to stay tuned for the final look at all the action around both leagues on the John Eagle Honda post-game scoreboard. That's coming up right after the game. Any particulars you missed in the 2nd, 5th, or 8th, you're going to get on the John Eagle Honda post-game scoreboard. Keppinger comes up empty, and usually he's more dependable than that.
Well, that's a very frustrating at bat. I mean, he rarely strikes out. I mean, one of his great strengths is the ability to simply put the ball in play. Keppinger this year, 10 walks, and that is just now his 9th strikeout. But on top of it, I mean, you're talking about a wasted opportunity for Bourne to have maybe run in that at bat or something along those lines, and setting up for Burkman.
Burkman has had a single, a walk, and a solo homer. The homer came in the 6th. High off the facade. Back in deep left center. Swing and miss. He had thoughts about putting you in front with that rip, didn't he?
Yeah, that was aggressive, but I mean, that's, you know, he's swung it well tonight. The single, the home run, the walk, so he's seeing it and figured why not.
Now he might change his philosophy after that big swing and a miss on the first pitch, but it was worth it, figuring maybe Balfour would come into him, trying to get ahead of him. It's strike 1 to Burkman. A .235 hitter as he bats. Swings and misses. No, he was aggressive again. Bottom of the hour, owe you a break. Do it just as soon as we can. But right now, with the importance of this at bat and the way the score is, don't want to miss anything here. The crowd alive at Minute Maid. Swinging, line drive left. Crawford on and has it. 2 away. So now we can break it. Bottom of the hour. Astros baseball and the Astros radio network. With Dave Raymond, Lionel Hamilton, Minute Maid Park, middle game, 3-game series. Astros win last night 2-1. Trailing tonight 3-2. Batting in the 8th with Bourne at first. And Lee the batter. Lee is singled. Hit into an around the horn double play and struck out looking in the 6th inning. Up high, a ball. Oh, I thought Bourne might be trying to run in this inning. He hadn't even made a fake break, has he?
No, hasn't really taken many aggressive leads.
Breaking ball away from Carlos. 2-0.
Now some conversation between the Astros bench and Dana DeMuth. And he had a couple of stern words for Brad Mills. It looks like Millsy beginning to stir. He thoughts of going up the stairs and going after DeMuth.
Well, Millsy in the last week has been, you could fry a 3-minute egg in 8 seconds on the back of his neck. The frustration of the record and some of the calls that have been going on, both ball strikes and close plays at first, that can get you a little agitated. Ready for the 2-0. Instead of throw to first, not close. Bourne barely with a lead. Bourne leads the league in steals, 15. He's had 1 in this series last night. You'd like to use those wheels and get him in position for Carlos. Popped it up. Second baseman streaks out into shallow right toward the right field line. And the side has been retired. Get a leadoff single out of Bourne. He never moved an inch. His teammates didn't help. They didn't move him either. So that's 8 innings. Still 3-2 Tampa Bay.
Order in the 7th inning, so he takes his no-hitter now into the 8th inning in Philadelphia. Not a perfect game. I know there was at least 1 walk earlier in that one, but still a no-no going against a very good lineup. The Phillies lineup full of just outstanding hitters, but no hits yet.
This is Blaylock. Pitch hitters roll and takes it down low. Blaylock was a pinch hitter last night in the 9th, and he went 0 for 1 as he bounced out to the second baseman. A ball and a strike. Our game is brought to you here now by Lowe's. Let our associates help you get everything you need to start enjoying the outdoors again. Experience. That's Lowe's. And let's build something together. Down and out. 2-1 to Hank Blaylock. He's only been to bat once as a pinch hitter. And he is 3 for 12 overall. There's a base hit through the right side. So they started off with a single. Can ill afford to let him get another run here. It's already 3-2, and we're in the 9th inning. That's their 8th hit. They've out-hit the Astros 8-5, lead it in a 3-2 game. Now you're at the top with Bartlett. He's 0 for 4 tonight. And in the series, he's 1 for 8. Bunting it up the third base side. Will there be a play? Lopez will throw. Safe. Kempinger had to leap up to get it. That was going to be a tough play, and it was. Came almost over to the third base line. Q is kind of acting as if he had yelled for Blum to make the play.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of confusion there. In fact, maybe a lot of confusion there, because then after the throw was made to first base, there was no human near third. And Tommy Manzella picked up on it before Hank Blaylock did. Fortunately, Manzella went on a foot race to third base. Had Blaylock maybe seen that developing, he probably could have taken an extra base on that play.
They scored a sacrifice and an E1. First error of the night against the Astros. There's a bouncer right side. Burkman. No play anywhere. Man, oh man, oh man. It's sleepy time down south. Boy, the indecision. Now the bases are loaded, and there's nobody out. 4th hit of the night for Crawford. I guess he was anxious to get even for this park, wasn't he?
Huh. Good night for him. Somewhere there's a breakdown in communication there. Somebody's got to be telling Burkman that there is no play at second base.
And then nobody got over to first base. Down and out. Now you're in a real mess.
Well, the guy who's got the view of it all is Quintero. My thinking is he's got to be the one yelling at Burkman to let him know, look, you know, take it back to the bag or feed it to Lopez.
Then he realized, don't even let go of the ball. There's nobody close enough to take a toss. 2-0 to Zobrist, and he's had 2 for 3 tonight, and he's had 5 hits in the series. 6-game hitting streak, and he got 11 hits in his last 22 at bats. Got the average up to 301 now. Infield up tight. Outside of ball. And it's 3-0, and now the wheels are really coming off. It's 3-2 Rays, and they are threatening to put it away. 3-0 to Zobrist. Strike called. 3-1. Zobrist has walked twice tonight. Had a single and flied out to center. Then it doesn't get any easier, folks, because Longoria is on deck. 3-1 pitch. Up out of there, he walks in a run. Well, if the Natives weren't restless before, they sure are now. Zobrist walks for the 3rd time tonight. It's an RBI, the easiest way you can get one. And pitching coach Brad Arnsberg is out to talk to Lopez. Now it's 4-2. And there's still nobody out. Now you got to look at their leading RBI man and the 2nd RBI total in the league. Longoria got his 38th tonight in the 5th inning. And they're sticking with Lopez here. Longoria has had a double. He's 1 for 4 tonight. And then you got to look at Pena. I don't care if his numbers are down. He could be up this inning. Bases loaded, a run in. Bases loaded, walk to Zobrist. Putting Blaylock on the pay station. Strike called inside corner above the knees. 0-1 to Longoria. And this is the kind of a guy with his young career, really an outstanding one, could hurt you big time. Swing and a miss. Boy, Uncle Charlie just paid a house call. 0-2 to Longoria. The infield up all the way around. And the pitch on the way. Line drive, Burkman. Touch the runner. Double play. Oh, brother. Somebody's smiling on you with that play.
Well, that's, you know, sometimes you catch a break, and this ball game we've seen a couple of them go both ways, but play there where Burkman, just a recipient of a line drive right at him, and Zobrist caught off the bag. Nice double play, though. He'll take it.
So now you got a chance to get out with just the one-run scoring. Runners at second and third. Now Skipper's on the way. Pena, left-hand batter. It'll be mandatory because the pitching coach has already been out there once.
Yep.
And Skip's taking all the time he can, evidently figuring he's got to let that bullpen get a few more tosses out there. Hey, the pitching coach was out there. That's second visit.
I don't understand. That did not look like a medical visit.
Was it?
There was a trainer on neither visit. That's baffling.
They're going to walk Pena. Intentional pass here. Second walk in the inning. Second walk to the Rays in the inning. Pena walking for the second time in the game. Throw with a third, but standing there, not even off the bag, was Bartlett. This will load him up again with one more wide one on purpose. They've scored a run and lead 4-2. They've out hit the Astros 9-5. And the intentional walk has been completed. Upton will be the batter. He is 0 for 2 tonight, but has walked twice, stolen a base, and scored one run. And it was his walk and stolen base in the fourth that started the trouble in that inning for Wandy. Because they eventually got a couple of runs in that inning. Because after the walk, Wandy hit Kepler. Then Navarro went down the right side with a 2-run double. Put them in front. And right now, they haven't given up a lead. Swing and a miss by Upton. He's the 7th Ray to bat in the inning. Lopez reads the sign from Q. Now he'll stretch right at the belt buckle. Hesitates there. Looks to third. And there's a bounced foul over to the third base side. You get out of this mess with one run, then you've got to have some kind of thinking down there saying, look, we got out of that. Let's put some runs up and pull this baby out in the bottom of the inning. Here's the 0-2 to Upton. Almost hit him in the front knee, and it's 1-2. Out of the stretch, he'll bring it. Fly ball, right field. Pence came in, now goes back. Under it, side retired. Well, it could have been a lot worse. But it's bad enough because you're still looking up at a 2-run deficit. Go to the bottom of the ninth. Got to go get them Astros. You're trailing 4-2. Hunter Pence tonight is 0 for 3. Did credit for an RBI back in the opening inning. The other run was a solo homer by Burkman in the 6th. Soriano still warming it up. He's their 3rd pitcher of the night. You got to give Lopez some credit. He pitched through some mental lapses by his teammates in that inning and only allowed a run.
A 100 run on 2 hits in his 2 innings of work tonight. So good effort by Wilton Lopez and has given the Astros a chance. By the way, just a little update. With 2 out in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Phillies just got a hit. Whoop. They got their first hit off Daisuke Matsuzaka in the bottom of the 8th. So he's 4 outs away from a no-no, but couldn't get it done.
All right, that's updating it with Dave. He might even have more for you. Well, you know he will on the post-game scoreboard. This is Hunter Pence leading off the 9th. Oh, boy, took a big overswing and comes up empty. Hunter is 1 for 7 in the series, but has driven in a couple of runs. Drove in the winning run last night. Drove in our first run tonight in the opening inning. And that's down a ball. And with the RBI tonight, he has gone on top on the RBI column for the Astros with 18. But only a .245 batting average. And that's not Hunter Pence-like. And a strike is in there. Up the mileage on the fastball to 91 right there. And it's 1-2 to Hunter Pence. Blum on deck right side. Soriano in that low sweeping stretch motion. Now kicks and delivers. Fouled up to the right side. Stays in the upper deck. Still 1-2. Boy, you'd like to reward this crowd of almost 34,000 here. One of our best crowds of the year, especially in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
It's our 3rd highest attendance total this season.
Here's a chopper 3rd. Long throw across. Just got him. Longoria's throw was true. And there's 1 away in the 9th. Pence will absolutely make you throw him out.
That's a couple of really tough plays at first base. But great hustle today. I mean, he beat out a double play for an RBI in the 1st. He reached on an error in the 6th when he forced a throw just a little off the mark. And very nearly reached again here in the 9th inning with his great hustle.
This is Blum getting a start tonight at 3rd. He's gone 0 for 3. A bounce out, a fly out to center, and then a fly ball to left. So Blum, the switch hitter, 0 for 3. Has dropped him under 300 now at 294. Quintero on deck. Right in on the hands for a called strike. Tomorrow is Youth Baseball Day. In their parade, they'll have some 4,000 youth baseball youngsters parading around the warning track before the game. Started to laid off. Strike 2 called. Soriano's come out of that pen throwing strikes. I'm not quite sure what gun they're using. They showed that at 96. Ready for the 0-2. Fly ball, left center. Upton there. Astros are down to an out. Unless they do something quickly and big, it'll be a rubber game tomorrow. And the former Rice Owl's going to go to 4-0. This is Q. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Came in tonight having hit safely in 10 of his last 11 games. But then a strikeout and then a couple of pop-ups to the shortstop side. The Astros been out hit 9-5, trail 4-2, with only an out between them and sending it to a rubber game. Up high to Quintero. Tomorrow night at Moe's, and the Astro wives, pre-gala party to salute their underwriters. And they're going to give a big check to the co-chairs from last year for what they raised last year. You know, in our 20 years with that gala, we're over $4 million to the Houston Area Women's Center. That's good stuff. And the 1-1 pitch. Swinging and coming up empty. Patty Biggio, Nancy Caminetti, all in on the beginning of it. Betty Howe, Art Howe's wife. They build it into something big. And the pre-gala parties tomorrow night at Moe's on Post Oak. Swing and a miss. This game is over. Soriano came in and made it look way too easy. 6 strikeout of an Astro in a game. All right.